should be review from the first quiz. Guys, listen. During 1 hour of running, sit down in your seat. Beckett, let's go. Jeff can run 5.5 miles. The number of miles Jeff runs and number of hours are in a proportional relationship. So it's represented by this y equals 5.5x. It says for 1 hour of running. So here's 1 hour. How far can Jeff run? 5.5 miles. So for 2 hours, how far can he run?
11 miles.
And for 3. All right. So do you have this linear relationship? It's a direct variation. What is the slope?
5.5 miles per hour.
5.5. And if we interpret it, it means 5.5 what?
Miles per hour.
Remember, y divided by x. So we have miles per hour. I need you to stop. It would be really sad if we have 10 minutes of class left and I have to write you up and call. Can you just sit down and chill, Marquand? All of you? Thank you. Disrupting the class, that's what you're doing. Johnny started working, number 2, at the local grocery store this year and earns $9.75 for every hour. So there's a proportional relationship. Real quick with your calculator, for 2 hours, you would say 9.75 times 2. $19.50. Then you could say 9.75 times 3. 29.25. And then we would say 9.75 times 4, $39. So there's your chart. Complete the table. We did it. Any questions about how we did it and why we did it like that? If he's making 9.75 for each hour, we multiply it by the number of hours worked to see how much he earns. Number 3, Bradley is tiling his kitchen and wants to buy it at the cheapest price. So here's the local hardware store's unit rate. How do we find this kitchen tile store's unit rate? If it's proportional, we know that for 1, it's how much? $5.25. So which is cheaper, $5.25 or $5.27? So that's all we have to say. That's all it's asking us. We just have to read the graph, okay? Page 3, number 4. The graph shows the cost of grapes at a grocery store, the slope of a line. It should be the same thing here. This is 4.5. Which one of these represents 4.5? A would be 5.5, right? 11 divided by 2 is 5.5. Which one is between 4 and 5? 4.5. B. Find the slope. All right, guys, this is your slope formula. y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. This is review. Remember, this is x1, y1. This is x2, y2. And we're plugging these values into our slope formula. So y2 is -4, minus y1 is -5. Be careful here, you've got 2 negatives. Divided by x2 is 3, minus x1 is 0. So here we're going to add the opposite. I have -4 plus 5. My signs are different. I find the difference. Big minus little. So 5 minus 4 is what? 1. And my bigger number is positive, so it's staying positive. What's 3 minus 0? 3. So it's going up 1/3. This is the slope, 1/3. All right, that's number 5. Number 6. These we can use from those 2 pages, 191 and 198 in your workbook, right? Think about 2 points. What is my rise to get from this point to this point? 0. 0 over any number is still 0. So what is the slope of A? 0. What is it going to take? Now, pick any other 2 points here. Let's say these 2. We have to go what direction? Down. Is down positive or negative? So a negative number divided by a positive number is going to be negative. So part B is a negative slope. Part C is on the next page. Pick any 2 points if you need to. Right? How do I get from one to the other? I have to go up. Up is positive. And over to the right is also positive. Positive divided by a positive is positive. Now, if I went the other way and said it went this way, that would be negative, but then down would be negative 2. So negative divided by negative is also positive. So regardless of how you look at it, letter C is what type of slope? Positive. That would be my guess. Yep. So here, I would be going up a number, but what would my run be? 0. Any number divided by 0 is undefined. All right, that's page 5. It's time for you to stay in your seats and be following along because we are not done. That was letter D. All right, number 7, real quick. A space program is testing a series of new rockets to decide here. Here's rocket A, and here's rocket B. So we have one with an equation, one with a table. Which rocket would use less power if the trip only takes 5 hours? How do you know? Well, what's my unit rate here? 3 divided by 2, which is what? No, this is 1.5. And so this is my slope here. What's my slope for rocket A? What is M? M is right here. It's this number in front of my variable. So which one's always going to be less power? The top one is less, right? 1.4 times something is always going to be less than 1.5 times that same something. So 1.4 is less than 1.5. So unit rates. Therefore, rocket A, we should say, right? What would the power consumption be for the rocket that uses less power? Well, here we would say P equals 1.4 times the amount of time, which was how many hours? 5 hours. So 7 is 1.4 times 5, 7. Yay. Oops. Yes. So my answer would be 7 here. Okay? So if you want to get ahead, you can. Tomorrow we're gonna be working on 8 through 12 in class and then going over the rest of that.